Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Zach, and I'm here to ramble. Got a couple questions that are going to help me lead the conversation, and yeah, I hope you enjoy. So, do apps help you or just waste your time? Well, I'd say that some apps can be very helpful in our everyday lives, but for the most part, and I notice this a lot when I'm at like social gatherings, apps tend to take my friends away from the conversation, sometimes take me away from the conversation. Because if you're focused on your app, you can't focus on things that are going on around you, which is hurting a lot of people. So I'd say they can be helpful, but they do end up wasting your time a lot. So, and it also diminishes your ability to listen very well. So that's really bothersome when you're trying to have a conversation with someone and all they can focus on is what they're doing on their phone, which is also really bad in schools because kids that can't focus on what's going on in their classroom because they're too focused on what's going on their phone hurts grades, which brings us to the next topic is whether schools should offer cash bonuses for good test scores. That's really difficult to say because it seems like it's a good idea. It would be a good idea. Money is really hard to come by, especially in school settings. And when you've got kids, and there are a lot of good kids in school who strive to be the best without a cash bonus. So the money would have to come from somewhere, and that'd be a really difficult thing to decide is where the source of the money would be. There would have to be a clearly defined good test score. Is that a 80 and above? Is that a 90 and above? 75? They'd have to figure that out, and I'm sure everybody would have a whole bunch of different opinions. So there would be a lot of debate about that. And third, how much money would each student get? I mean, would it be $15, $100, a couple bucks? You know, who knows? And that'll be stuff they have to figure out, which is just too difficult to do. So good idea, but it'd be very difficult to execute. So the next question, are children of illegal immigrants entitled to a public education? Absolutely. Um, I think illegal immigration is an issue. Okay, is it our top priority? Absolutely not. There's so many more things we could be focusing on, and giving children education should never ever be in question, no matter what. I don't care who their parents are. It's education is something that should always be offered. It's a moral obligation. So, absolutely. The next question, should students be required to take drug tests? Well, some schools are already doing drug tests for students. It would be a good idea for the schools that don't have it. It's already a flawed system. A couple years ago, I was talking to someone, and they said that they had a student who came into school drunk, and it was obvious that they were drunk. They were called down to the guidance office. You know, they had the parent called, and they kept the kid in the office, and the parent said, "Yeah, I'll be right there." And the parent kept not showing up and not showing up, and they kept calling them, "Yeah, I'll be right there." They kept saying. They came in towards the end of the day, and by that time, the student's blood alcohol content had already dropped back to 0%. And the parent said, "Well, my child's not drunk. What are you gonna do?" It's a very difficult system, and I think, as good as it seems and as honest as it seems, I personally don't see a very good way to execute it. The next question: do attractive people have advantages others don't? Yes. I saw a study done, not so much advantages as just how people treat attractive people and how they treat not so attractive people. And people just tend to be more harsh towards non-attractive people. Now, of course, attractive, it's a very relative term. Ugly, beautiful, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. When it comes down to it, attractive people are definitely treated much better than non-attractive people. The advantages are there. And it's a horrible thing that people can be based solely on what their looks are, but they do have advantages. Do I support affirmative action? Absolutely. Again, that shouldn't be something taken into question whatsoever. And for those who don't know, affirmative action is, quote, an action or policy favoring those who tend to suffer from discrimination, especially in relation to employment or education. Yeah, affirmative action is necessary. Without affirmative action, there's no one sticking up for the minorities, which also relates to the question before about whether children of illegal immigrants should have education. It all ties together very nicely. Education and employment should be guaranteed things all the time. Yeah, affirmative action, absolutely. So yeah, that's going to wrap it up for today. Nice and quick, to the point, just sort of an intro video, so you can sort of feel how my channel is going to go from here into the future. I'll do, quick question things like this. I'll do long rambles about different events or things that I've heard about. I'll try and do one of those like every other Wednesday, pick a big story and talk about it. But for now, I'll stick to stuff like this. I hope you liked it. Hit the like button if you did. Subscribe for more. And my next video will be coming this Friday, so be looking forward to that. See you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.